my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa. Yes, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hot in the afternoon. And welcome back to the channel. Like I told you, I'm going to be talking a little bit on Andrey Santos and Strasbourg. Yes, the young chap, the young DM that played the last 2 seasons. Yes, the last 2 seasons with Strasbourg. Last 2 seasons on loan. On loan, yet the young chap, he is a Chelsea player. Seeing him play football in the first preseason under Pochettino, I knew this guy has a future. One thing I never expected was even for him to be loaned out under Pochettino. At the preseason, in the US of A, under Pochettino, dear friend, I watched this guy play football against Dortmund. I watched him play against, Real Madrid? These were the midfielders. By then, Caicedo was not yet available, if you can remember very well. Romeo Lavia wasn't available. As a matter of fact, it was Christopher Nkunku and Jackson that were the head in our attack. Even Cole Palmer wasn't available. Go back and watch those games. You see, but before I touch on that, before I continue on Andrey Santos, we understand Wesley Fofana is close to returning. Yes, Wesley Fofana has been doing some individual work at Cobham in recent weeks. But Chelsea and the technical staff, they do not want to rush the Frenchman back to action, with the club eager not to aggravate any muscular problems. The club do not want to aggravate any muscular problems. That is why he will be delayed a little bit. But the player has been doing some work recently, individual work recently at Cobham. And not just him alone. Benoit Badashile. Yes, Benoit Badashile. He also left a little bit of gap. It was in his absence that Tosin is now beginning to get playing time. Now, Benoit Badashile is closing in on his return from injury as well. Oh yes. He is also doing some individual work on the grass. He is already on the grass doing some individual work at the club's training base in Cobham. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2 good news that I decided to bring to you this very hour. Now, let's get back to Andrey Santos. Yes. You see, I watched this guy Santos play in pre-season under Pochettino, and I never expected that Santos be loaned out. It is the arrival of Romeo Lavia, later part of that transfer window. When the league already started, that was when Santos was then loaned out. Now, the understanding then was, we signed Romeo Lavia, a Premier League product from Southampton. At that moment, I am not too sure who actually, fish out or work on Romeo Lavia's deal. Because Lavia came to Chelsea with an injury. At the time that we bought Lavia, he came in and we're being told he was on holidays, right? Yes, during the preseason, because he was on holiday in Belgium. We're being told then that because he did not partook in the preseason, he needs time. He needs time, to blend with the squad that went for preseason. And from he needs time, it was prolonging, not knowing the guy was nursing an injury. Meaning that he was bought, knowing fully well that he was injured. Chelsea paid the amount. How much is it? 50 something? Is it 52 million pounds? Chelsea paid for him whilst he was still injured. So Chelsea bought an injured player from Southampton. I don't know whether it was hidden from them. The actual status of the injury was hidden from Chelsea. I'm not too sure. Because I believe if they had known how serious that injury was, they wouldn't have loaned out Santos then, Andrey Santos then. But Santos was loaned out with an expectation that, oh, Romeo Lavia is going to come back. Then we were waiting on Lavia. Now, at the expiration of that season, 2013-2014 season, they then sacked Pochettino. They brought in Enzo Maresca. At that moment, most of us were not happy about it because we knew very well that Pochettino did his best under the circumstance of so many or several injuries. Poch did his best to our best of knowledge. Because players like Romeo Lavia weren't available in the squad. Today, as we speak, dear friends, Andrey Santos is ready for Premier League matches. Anything that will make Chelsea not to bring him back into the squad next season. Thank God, the latest news we are receiving is that Chelsea have already started planning next season with Andrey Santos as one of the key players for Enzo Maresca. Club are very happy with his development at Strasbourg. And Andrew will be part of the squad from June. Oh yes. But you see, it is just not enough. This is club briefing. Yes. When there is a briefing from the hierarchy of the club, the sporting director, they speak to the insiders, the journalists, David Oinstein, Jacob Ben-Jacobs, and the rest. When they are being briefed by the club, some of these things do come up. But sometimes they brief these journalists based on to entertain the fans. What we suspect, and some of us, our suspicion is right. If you listen to my first video, we'll tell you that my suspicion, look at this. Bayern Munich are tracking Andrey Santos and his progress. But Chelsea will not be open to offers this summer. Bayern Munich are tracking Andrey Santos and his progress. But Chelsea will not be open to offers this summer. So meaning after this summer, next summer, they could be open for it. Now, you see why I was venting my anger in my first video? That this club, the new owners, the current owners, they are doing buying and selling. Even next summer, as I speak to you next summer, with a good offer from Bayern, we will hear. They will come back and tell us they want to balance the books. Next summer, June, July, August, with a good offer from Bayern Munich, with the interest they are already showing, and knowing my owners, Todd Boehly and co, Egbali and co. In fact, if it's up to Todd Boehly alone, they wouldn't be selling all these players. The whole problem is Egbali. You remember when these new owners, they bought the club newly, it was Todd Boehly. He was the image of the club, and he was acting as the sporting director. And he went buying already made players. He went buying stars, players that would just come in and hit. As a matter of fact, he made certain mistakes, like for instance, going for Raheem Sterling. Of course, I would not even count Raheem Sterling as a mistake, because buying a player from Man City at that level of football, I believe he had a good intention. Until the second season, when the misunderstanding between Todd Boehly and Egbali came in, we heard it last summer. There were misunderstanding between, Poch is not the best coach. This one says, no, we should maintain Pochettino. This one says, we gave you the opportunity. you were the face of the club, and we didn't get, this. It has been up and down. Misunderstanding between Todd Boehly and Egbale, blaming each other. That was when Todd Boehly now took the backstage. So, okay, Egbale, take over. It is Egbale that started to buy all these 18 years, 19 years, 18 years, 19 years. That was not the idea of Todd Boehly. Todd wanted a club to continue on the same level where they bought it. Experience, winning titles. Egbale is talking about the future, because the truth of the matter is that Todd Boehly has the minor share. Egbale and his group, they have the largest share. The majority shareholders is Egbale and his group. Todd Boehly has only a little, I forgot the exact amount. So he doesn't have the final say. This has been the issue. That was when we started buying all these 18 years, 19 years. We buy them so long as they were registered with Chelsea. 3 months after, their value is gone up. So we bought a player 12 million pounds. 3-4 months, we can sell it 15 million. 3 million pounds profit. This has been a strategy. Now, with Bayern Munich, we understand tracking Andrey Santos' progress. What does that mean? Next summer, Chelsea is at risk of losing Andrey Santos. It's as simple as that. Let Bayern bring 45 million pounds, 50 million pounds for Andrey Santos. Chelsea will let, in the name of, it's PSR rule. It's PS, after how much did we buy him? Pure profit. Pure profit. This is my worry. Yet, as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, the missing piece in this current setup is a partnership for Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez picked up form and he's doing extremely well. But the point is, in case of any breakdown right now, who is going to be available to take over? Somebody should plug that. It's okay. Who is going to take over? In case of any breakdown of any player, who is going to take over? If Caicedo should get injury right now, who is the backup? If Enzo Fernandez should get injury, we saw it a few weeks ago when Enzo Fernandez got injured. And there was no backup. We saw it. This is my worry. Dear friends, I'll be back with more exclusives. But I want you to ponder over this. Andrey Santos is just the missing piece right now, the backup. When Enzo Fernandez or Caicedo is exhausted, is tired. Few weeks back, we could see clearly fatigue. Where they were not performing, fatigue. And we were just hoping that Caicedo was not break down. At that moment, they needed a direct replacement. There was no player. Now, Chelsea planning life ahead. And they want Andrey Santos back in the current squad. Yes. But with good offers coming in, and the way these our owners and directors are behaving, Andrey Santos by next summer should be about 20 years. At least now that he's maturing. If we can maintain set players back in the squad, then we can start thinking about titles. But to me, anyway, let me hear your opinion in the comment section, dear friends. Do you think Santos will be maintained or he'll be sold out for PSR or for profit? In fact, it's all about profit. It is about profit. Do you think he'll be maintained or he'll be sold out? Let me hear from you guys in the comment section. I'll be back with more exclusives. Shalom and peace.